Information-fueled.
Opinion-driven.
This is Nashville's Morning News with Dan Mandis.
And so, my fellow Americans,
we talk news.
8:07, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 89.7 WTN. Apparently, the administration is launching a not amnesty visa fix after farmers have been freaking out. So basically, here's what's going on. And I've been saying this for a long time, actually. All you have to do, because everybody's worried about the farmers, right? And hospitality. All you have to do is fix the visa issue. You fix the visa problem, you fix the problem for the farmers, and you're not going to get all the freakouts that are happening. They say after months of mass deportations and ICE raids, Team Trump just hit pause. The White House, they say, is now fast-tracking visas for migrant workers through a new Office of Immigration Policy after farmers and hotel owners begged for mercy after losing their labor force. But they say, don't get it twisted. The administration is very clear. This is not amnesty. You might as well call them not amnesty visas, right? That means this. Because remember, with amnesty, oftentimes it's like, you know, you've got a pathway to citizenship and, you know, all of these other accoutrements. It's amnesty. But with this not amnesty visa program, what it means is no path to citizenship, no status for migrants already here illegally, and only legal applicants from abroad need apply. They also say, by the way, that ICE has now been told to quietly leave the farmers alone. Now, we saw what happened in L.A., in Ventura, last week with that pot raid. Good Lord. Meanwhile, they say raids on other industries are back on. We'll have to see. Ultimately, this is from the New York Post and Fox News out this morning. So we'll have to see what happens. There was an interview, and I thought it was a pretty good interview, actually, with Dana Bash, and she had Tom Homan on, and she was talking to him about any number of things. But, you know, I played some of this audio earlier where they were talking about, you know, this judge's order that basically says that ICE cannot go after illegal aliens in Los Angeles. And Homan says, okay, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to comply with that judge's order for now. But, you know, we're looking forward to doing everything we can to litigate that, and then go back to business as usual. But I also want to play some of because I played some of that audio earlier. But one of the things that I thought was interesting was when Dana Bash asked Tom Homan this question about the humanity of what ICE is doing.
One thing I have heard over and over anecdotally is that people who are in the United States legally are scared about getting swept up in all of this because of the color of their skin, because they speak with an accent, because of the location where they might be going. And they're not going out. They don't want to be detained by mistake, have their kids or themselves traumatized. Are you comfortable with that?
So, again, I'm going to say from what I said in the 5 o'clock hour, their fear is not our problem. Do they have their documents? If so, carry them. Are they here legally through a visa program? If so, they should have their papers. Are they hanging out in suspicious areas doing suspicious things? If not, then don't worry about it. And if they have a bunch of gang-related tattoos all over their body and their face, well, if they don't, well, then don't worry about it. But these are all things that are incredibly suspicious. This is what Tom Homan said.
If they're in the country legally, they got no reason to be afraid. ICE is looking for those in the country legally, and we're still prioritizing public safety threats and national security threats. That's the priority. But like I said, you know, we do have collateral arrests in many areas because we're out looking for those public safety threats. But we're going to enforce immigration law, too. I mean, it's not okay to be in this country legally. It's not okay to enter this country legally. It's a crime. But legal aliens and U.S. citizens should not be afraid that they're going to be swept up in a raid. We know who we're looking for, and that's what the agents are out there seeking.
So that's Tom Homan. And yeah, sadly, stuff is going to happen. But I think that what bothers people is that, and I know it bothers me, is the hue and cry from the left about innocent people or legal citizens getting caught up in the raids. But, they don't have a lot to say about innocent people getting killed at the hands of illegal aliens, like, of course, Laken Riley and Rachel Marin and many, many others.
I guess my question is, do you have compassion for those people who are seeing what's going on, hearing you speak, seeing what's happening in their neighborhoods, shouldn't have any concern, but do just because of the reality of what they're saying?
Dana, the bottom line is, if you want less collateral arrest, and let us in the jail. I mean, we want to arrest a bad guy in the safety and security of a county jail, but sanctuary cities release him into the community, which means we got to go to the community and find him. And when we find that bad person, many, many times, whether it's at a work site or in the community, they're with other people in the United States illegally.
Right. And so Tom Homan, listen, it makes all the sense in the world. And clearly, the American people are still very much for mass deportation. I mean, sorry, but we are. Now, earlier, we were having fun with Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and she spoke about a number of things. One of the things that she said, let me just play this real quickly for you. She was talking about the showers.
The showers provide no privacy at all. There are no curtains on it. It's a big open shower unit. There are, small walls in each shower, but we're talking about all 900 men who are held in this facility. It is built currently for 1,000, and they have no privacy at all when they're showering.
So on the super text line, I had a bunch of people talk about what I spoke about, which is, it sounds like high school sports. That's what it sounds like, is high school sports, where in the locker room in high school, you had a bunch of do you remember the, what was it? White Shadow? Do you remember the TV show White Shadow? So there used to be a TV show, White Shadow, and it was about a high school basketball team, and they would always have, and obviously they didn't show anything, but it was a bunch of basketball players, and they would sing in the shower at the end of the game or at the end of practice. Well, guess what? That bathroom, that big shower thing that they had in there, the facility didn't have, any privacy. They just didn't. And so Wasserman Schultz is, freaking out about these things. And to me, they're not that bad. Here's what she said about the toilets.
So they essentially drink, they get their drinking water and they brush their teeth where they poop in the same unit.
All right. So we talked about that too. And I said, well, wait a minute. Isn't that what they have in prisons? Sure enough, 5667 says this. In regards to the toilet combos, these units have hot and cold water with a sink, as well as a toilet. This is the norm for jails and prisons. Person says, I work in corrections, and I have to replace them all the time when they are destroyed by the inmates. So that's just part of the news cycle today. You got the left. They got into Alligator Alcatraz, and they're freaking out about some of the things that they saw that they didn't like. But hate to break it to you, but guess what? There's more that are coming. There's more Alligator Alcatrazes, if you will, on the way, and we've got details straight ahead. It is 8:15. Time to check the roads on WTN. 8:16, Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. As far as your weather today goes, a high of 90 to 92, really hot and sticky, we'll go ahead and say, and also the possibility of some thunderstorms as well. Christy Nome says that, if you are freaking out, hey, left, if you are freaking out about Alligator Alcatraz and what's going on there, well, just wait.
We're looking at other locations as well. We've had several other states that are actually using Alligator Alcatraz as a model for how they can partner with us as well.
What are some of those? Are there other states?
I haven't asked those governors if I can share their names, but announcements will be coming soon. As you all know, we need to double our capacity in detention beds because we need to facilitate getting people out of this country as fast as possible and to sustain our operations. But those governors have been fantastic. I will tell you, they are all Republicans. So I would challenge some Democrats to start taking care of your states, partner with us.
Yeah, I mean, of course they are. So, and I can't get over, we were having fun with this earlier, where Debbie Wasserman Schultz was complaining about lunch.
Portions that were available for detainees, and they had the portions that were available for employees being prepared at the same time. The portions available for employees, large pieces of roast chicken, large sausages, and the detainees' lunches were a small, gray turkey and cheese sandwich, an apple, and chips. And that's it.
So we're talking earlier, okay, a gray turkey sandwich. Well, that's what the color of turkey is, right? Is gray, by and large. I don't know what did we decide that color was, Joan?
Tan? Would you call it tan?
We called it tan. So, and by the way, if that's just like lunch, well, okay, so you got a sandwich and chips and an apple.
Turkey's tan.
Remember, chips are sold by weight, not by volume. Whatever. Did you hear what happened during the last few minutes, Joan?
No.
Hold on. Can you folks hear this? Can you hear that?
Yeah.
My microphone
sounds like my paycheck.
My microphone, always make it about you, KGB. That's always a good move. So my microphone, the nuts and everything fell off the microphone. So now I'm trying to talk and put the microphone back together at the same time.
This happens kind of frequently around here.
It's not just it's multiple mics in the studio.
I don't know what I'm trying to put it in and I just can't get it in. The nut thing. Shut up.
That's what she said.
I gotta make that a hockey now.
How did
it's
I
a
know?
hockey.
Oh,
it's
my.
happening. I'm
Joan,
doing it
did
right
you go
now.
down? That's what she said.
Well,
Joan, if you're going to do that, you just got it.
Oh my God.
Don't be bashful about it. Just go ahead and say it.
I'm
That's
so
what she
pastor
said.
might be
right now.
listening.
I'm so excited.
You know
right
what?
now.
If he's not, I'm going to send him a tape. I can't believe you went down the road of that.
Dan, long after we're gone, this hockey will stay forever.
Yeah.
Why do I have to explain like the things to you people? Because your mind is always in the gutter.
Why
smut
say it
mind.
like that?
You
Well, I
could
was talking
choose
about the
different
nut.
words.
I can't get it into the thing. Into the.
That's perfect. That's all you needed to say.
What did I say?
Well, I'm gonna play it.
I don't even know what I said. I mean, it couldn't have been that bad, but apparently it was. Whatever. When godlike Joan Jones,
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Goes down the road of that's what she said.
Yeah.
It must have been something bad.
It was so graphic. It was graphic.
It was not. Oh, stop.
It was graphic.
It was not.
People get in trouble for that kind of stuff, with the FCC and all, and our boss.
Wait. Should I not play it anymore then? Should I not?
No, it's not an
no.
FCC.
I'm just kidding.
We won't get in trouble if
why don't we wait till? All right,
We
let's
don't
wait
want
till,
Dan to disappear. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Let's wait till Chris Han gets here.
Oh,
We'll play
you
it
want
for him.
him a
Okay.
part of this? Okay.
I like that.
Well,
Good.
no, I'm just because I don't think what I said is really all that big of a deal. I said I'm trying to get what. I'm trying to get.
We're gonna play it back and
hold
we'll
on.
tell you
I'm
what
going to
you
be honest.
said.
I don't remember exactly what I said, but now that everybody's like telling me that I said something bad, then and I'm trying to put it in, and I just can't get it in.
It's pretty bad, Dan. Pretty bad.
And I'm trying to put it in, and I just can't get it in.
Yeah,
It's there forever now.
Yeah, I think it's.
It's part of my best. I have so many good ones on this hockey already. Just adding more to my collection.
You know what, you two? I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. in
You're
you
proud.
two.
You're proud.
All right, moving right along.
I didn't get a whole lot of sleep. That's my excuse.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just got.
That's what I'm going with.
I just got energy for the first time today.
Oh yeah, when I said something stupid.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
very
just.
good.
I have. Yeah. This is awesome.
Okay. This is why I'll never be syndicated, because of these kinds of moments.
Because of me and Joan.
I like how you make yourself vulnerable. Everybody likes that about you, Dan.
Yeah, but it's all by accident, so it doesn't count.
No, it counts more. Twice as much.
Anyway, so hopefully
Makes it better.
engineering can come in and put the screw in the nut, I guess, is what you're supposed to do here. I can't get it. I can't figure it out.
Can't breathe.
We'll send in some professionals.
All right, we're going to move right along. It is 8:22 on National. Whatever it is. All right, Joan, what's coming up?
What the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office is hoping that you have for them. Also, Elmo's anti-Semitic outburst on X. Wow. That and more coming up at 8:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
.37 Nashville's Morning News on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Dan just said to me off the air, he goes, were you shocked at how many people listen to our new podcast? I said, no, Dan, we do numbers. We do numbers, Dan.
We do numbers. So,
I like the animated little thumbnail.
And I like the name of your podcast personally.
I mean, there's a lot to like.
There's a lot to like, the least of which me and Chris.
Yeah, I guess there's the content.
Oh, right.
There's the content. There's that as well.
They told us, just worry about a logo. Then the content will come after.
That's exactly what they told us.
So we said deal.
The logo is great, actually.
Well, I mean, hey, because of the show, you went shopping. You had a shopping spree with your wife.
So I don't know if you heard earlier.
You went on a shopping spree to celebrate?
No.
This is after Dan commissioned an artist to do the logo.
I did commission the artist. And do you know how I commissioned the artist? Do you know how you know that I was the one that commissioned? Because she trimmed like 30, 35 pounds off me. She made me look a lot skinnier and a lot younger. No. So my wife, the lovely Miss Amy, so she watched it. She watched the whole thing, believe it or not. And she turns it off. We're sitting out by the hot tub. And she looks at me and she says, I had to do it the way that she did it. She says, we've got to go shopping. Oh, no. She hated the way that I was dressed.
Dan, we have to talk.
Yeah, that's what she was like. Why were you wearing what you were wearing? And I said, I don't know. It just seemed right at the time. And
that's hilarious because you were making fun of my outfit choice before we went in to record the podcast.
I was.
Oh, you did?
She actually
living in a glass house, aren't you, Dad?
She actually said, why can't you look more like Chris?
No, she didn't. She didn't say that, did she?
She said, you should have dressed like Chris.
Well, tell her my secret. I let Virginia pick out my clothes.
There you go.
There you go.
That's it.
Well, so she said, we're going shopping for you this weekend, and that's what's going to happen.
Let's go.
So, but I will say that Mostly Peaceful with Dan and Chris. Check it out on my social media, the station social media as well, I guess. I don't know if they allowed us to put it up or not. And
there's rules.
And then we're going to do it again. People seem to like it.
People like it. People like it. Yeah, we'll do it again.
I'm going to dress a lot better next time.
I'm wondering when the new clothes are going to start being rotated in.
He's dressing well this morning, didn't you notice?
Dan in a 3-piece suit.
Dan, so you know what he just did, right? Clearly, I'm wearing a new shirt today, and he threw that in just to be a little beehole.
Well, we do have a surprise for Chris as well.
Oh,
so I had a Danerism.
You had a Danerism?
One of his best ones, I will say.
Really?
Wow.
So
yes.
These little screw things fell off the microphone in the middle of a monologue. So
both of them?
This one here, yeah, the one on my left.
I'll go in there and fix that.
So the whole thing just fell, and so then during the whole segment, I'm playing audio and trying to fix it at the same time, and then I said, and I'm trying to put it in, and I just can't get it in.
I lost it,
and so everybody, of course, with their listen. You guys
get your minds out of the gutter.
That's what I said.
Never.
Oh, and then Joan throws down. That's what she said.
I whispered it because I whispered it.
The best part of the whole thing, Joan whispers it like nobody's going to hear when she says that's what she said. It's like, Joan, if you're going to do it, say it, man. Just say it. And it was great that it comes from Joan, because she's like,
It has to come from Joan. It has to.
And it was great.
Yeah.
It was great. So there you go. Let's see here.
Are you in there to help him find fix it, Chris?
I can.
You know what you go ahead. You can say it, Joan.
Say it, Joan.
You know what you wanted to say. Are you there to help him find the what?
The screws to put it.
Yeah, I don't think you didn't
microphone
call him. You didn't call
on.
him screws though. I heard that part. What'd you call him?
The thingies.
Thingies. Well, I think
that's how you know he's a technical guy.
I think I threw in the word nuts too. But
well, there's both, isn't there? Nuts and screws.
There's a screw and a nut.
Yeah.
I mean, you really messed that thing up.
I did. Well, I didn't. Well,
no,
okay. So
no, clip that. I did.
The best part is like I forgot to put
Oh, you got to get the washer in, Dan.
I forgot to put the washer in, so now I've just made a complete mess. Anyway, moving right along, because I'm sure this is fascinating to people listening. Hey, do you want to hear some Tucker Carlson?
Yeah.
So, do you have some of this Tucker from?
I do. I do have some Tucker. Student Action Summit (SAS) was over the weekend in Tampa Bay, Florida.
I think Tucker's losing his mind, and I know that you're a big fan of Tucker.
I love Tucker.
I like Tucker too, but I think that he's starting to crack.
Okay, right. Give me the because I didn't listen to this whole thing, so give me the clip.
He is because obviously he's been triggered by Trump, right? So this is part of what he said over the weekend.
If you deny people what they actually want long enough, and instead substitute things that you claim they should want, like bombing Iran, I'm not for Iran, where you spend all day telling me that it's so important that, boys not playing girls' soccer teams, whatever. I agree. I hate the tranny stuff passionately. I think you should keep the boys off girls' soccer teams. But I don't know. It kind of feels like you're feeding me appetizers. At some point, I want to look around and see a better country.
So I'm really confused. Because let's look at the appetizers, right? Because that's what Tucker Carlson said, is appetizers. Mass deportation. Extension of the Trump tax cuts plus some added tax benefits in the big, beautiful bill. Foreign policy. He managed to broker a ceasefire with Israel and Iran. Obviously, Tucker's not on the same page with that. Not to mention Pakistan and India, that conflict as well. Getting NATO to contribute far more.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done a lot. And
but I think
Tucker to say these are appetizers,
I think but I think you could pull your same list and make the argument the other way. Mass deportations, like, okay, are we hitting the numbers we need to hit yet?
No, but he's trying. He is trying.
So you're saying, but what comes before the meal?
Appetizers. Yeah.
Okay.
But
so we haven't gotten the full meal yet on mass deportations. We're not there at full strength yet.
I think we're getting there. But
you're agreeing we're not there currently.
Well, yeah, but that doesn't mean that Tucker's right. I don't believe
we're at the calamari.
Right.
But isn't that
the calamari?
But isn't that kind of what he's saying?
No. Well, okay. Let's play.
All right,
the rest of the audio.
What was your next point? No, hold on. You had the second one on your list. You had mass deportations, and then I'm blanking on the second one.
Massive extension of the tax cuts.
Okay. A lot of people have made the case on the big beautiful bill that we're spending more than we need to, and they're upset about that. A lot of the base. So you can make the argument there as well that's we're getting something.
We're getting a lot,
but the spending cuts aren't where we wanted them to be. And that's an argument, and it's not an argument. That's not an argument, and it's not an argument that I'm personally making. I was for the big beautiful bill. I want to get that's the vehicle to get the Trump agenda accomplished, and all the funding for ICE and DHS and all that. I'm a huge fan of.
Right,
but you could make the argument. That's all I'm saying.
I think you'd be wrong, but you could make the argument.
You could make the argument. I'm playing devil's advocate here.
No, that's fine. And what about this whole? It seems like he is minimizing what Trump did with keeping men out of women's spaces. Here's another cut.
I want to see a country I recognize. I don't want to see people sleeping on the sidewalk. I don't want to see people ODing on drugs. I want to know where those drugs coming from. Why can't you stop it? You've got the U.S. military. Don't you have SEAL Team 6? Like, what are they doing today? Don't you have Delta Force? You could give me another segment about how impressive the U.S. military is? I believe you. Why aren't they employed to make my country better? Why are my cities disgusting? I don't want to go there. It smells like weed and halal food.
So,
I mean, come on. Where's the lie in that last statement? And I think what he's saying, though, is that we do have this great military. Why aren't we going after the cartels? They've been designated as foreign terror organizations. Why aren't we drone bombing cartel locations?
So, and I agree on that. I do agree on that. However, he is using ICE. The Marines helped as well to get rid of the illegal alien gang members in the city streets. We have illegal immigration down to literally zero. Those seem like pretty good things.
Those are good things.
Like pretty good
things.
Those
are good things.
And
but
what I don't know is how much fentanyl is still coming across the southern border. But it's got to be a lot less because the Border Patrol they're not distracted by all of these illegal aliens that were coming over, which was part of the strategy of the cartels. and Biden flood the border, and then they're so distracted we can get the fentanyl in.
I mean, I think you could make the case that a lot of the operations that are happening are defensive in nature, and I think what he's looking for is some offense.
Mm-hmm. By the way, the weed issue that he's talking about, a lot of that is state issue. Yeah. I mean, Colorado, for example, used this example earlier. Colorado,
but Nashville, we don't have legal marijuana, and if you're down on Broadway, any time of any day, you're going to smell weed too.
Yeah, but again, that's not.
But isn't that a city issue? Isn't that something for the mayor to do something about?
Yeah, no, I agree with that. But
he also, and the other thing I would say, because he was complaining about people sleeping on the streets. Trump has tried to implement policies to focus on rehabilitation as opposed to just, putting a roof over people's heads. He has talked about, and the reason I'm so proud of this is because I said exactly the same thing like many, many, many years ago, where put them, and I remember this because people got really mad at me. I said, put them put them in trailers, like way out, outskirts, you know what I mean? And have all the facilities that they need over there so that they're not destroying American cities. But again, a lot of this is state or local ordinance issued. So that's Tucker. And I disagree with him on that vehemently.
Yeah.
Then he said this.
And you're lecturing me about how it's a great moral victory that I kicked the boys off the girls' soccer team? Good, I'm so glad. But let's do the real stuff, like making New York livable.
Again, it feels like he's diminishing the whole keeping boys out of, girls' sports and restrooms and spaces. But the other thing is, okay, how do we as a federal government make New York more livable? That's what Donald Trump is trying to do by stopping these sanctuary city policies. That's not a federal government issue. That's a New York issue. They're the idiots that are about to, vote in a possible socialist for their or communist for their mayor. Right? Am I wrong on that?
No,
I don't think I'm wrong on that.
No, I think you're right.
So I just think Tucker, just little over skis on some of this stuff, and he sounds a little demented, but whatever. Let's see here, because New York, you've got a Democrat socialist mayor, possibly the governor, of course. All of the city councils and the aldermen, all these people are all leftists. One more cut.
Can my children have without the benefit of like the great luck I have had, can they have a roughly approximate life that I had? Or how about just a middle class life? Can they get married young as I did and have 4 kids and, take a couple jobs, work hard and all that stuff? But in the end, it's fine. Can they do that? Or is that so remote a possibility that you need to tell me that Iran is the real threat? Take my mind off the fact that you stole all the money and screwed up my country beyond recognition.
So, I mean, the first part...
But he's not... It doesn't seem like he's directing that directly at Trump. He's talking about just the federal government in general.
Yeah, he's probably talking about many over the years. But, I mean, to his point, though, I believe that younger adults can actually... live a good, if he's talking about a middle-class life. Man, go to a trade school. What's his name? Mike Rowe was talking about how to incorporate all of this AI stuff, they need welders and construction, all of that. There's a huge, massive need for that. So
you can certainly make that argument. You can make the argument the other way, too, for the younger generation. I mean, how many kids are stuck living at mom and dad's house because they can't afford rent in some of these major cities? I saw a guy in New York who's decided he's living out on the streets now because rent is $4,500 a month in New York, and he's getting paid $16 minimum wage. So you can absolutely make the case that the economy has been screwed up to such an extent that the younger generation is going to have a harder time getting ahead, because you used to be able to be a shoe salesman and own a house and get your kids into college. That's not the reality anymore.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with you on that, but his ire was against the Trump administration. He was going off on Trump. So I don't know if he's blaming Trump. And I could also, by the way, make the argument that Trump with the tax cuts is aimed to help everybody and get more money into their pocket. I think Tucker is he's been triggered by Iran. And he just, and I get it, I do, but let's also not forget that thus far that the bombing of Iran has actually led to that ceasefire that so far we're a couple of weeks in. couple of weeks in, and believe it or not, it still holds.
But I don't think that's Tucker losing it. Like, I think that he has been pretty consistent about all of this. I mean, you remember when Soleimani got taken out, there was a lot of talk about a further escalation in the war with Iran, and he was adamantly against it. He's been pretty consistent on these positions.
Now, what did he say? You're right. Now, what did he say about Israel? Because I didn't see the whole speech. You didn't see the whole speech either.
So the clip that I saw is that he was wondering, why we're not allowed to talk about the country that Jeffrey Epstein worked for, and he named Israel as the intel agency that Epstein was working for.
And he said, why are we not allowed to talk about that?
Yep.
I don't understand that, because you and I have spoken about that how many times now? 3 or 4? I know Joan and I spoke about it a number of times too.
But I think there's a larger thing in the conservative movement where Israel becomes a third rail, where if you say anything negative about the government of Israel, you're going to be painted as an anti-Semite, and I don't think that's the reality of the situation.
Right.
I think that governments are susceptible to corruption.
Governments do what government's going to do.
Yeah, exactly. So I think you should be able to criticize the government of Israel.
You and I talked about how it was Israel, and maybe we had some part in it too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's entirely possible.
I think, there's definitely the realistic possibility that the CIA was just as steeped in the Epstein stuff as Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
You see, Donald Trump is one of the things that... All right, so is it just me? I am taking greater and greater offense to Trump trying to say, if you support me, you shouldn't be talking about Epstein. Stop talking about Epstein. And I said this on X, I've been saying for a long time that we have always been accused of being a cult. If you're a Donald Trump supporter, then you are a cult. And I think this Epstein story absolutely proves the Trump supporters are not cults.
No.
We're free thinking, and we're pissed off is all get out in trying to...
This story is a lot more important than I think Trump is realizing at this moment. There's a lot of people who, this story has become a symbol for the American people, where, there's two tiers of justice. The elites that are running the world are never going to be held accountable.
Yep.
And it seems like it's being proven to be the case right in front of us.
Did you hear Megyn Kelly at that same thing?
I got I got that audio on the way as well. Plus, Tulsi Gabbard. Did you hear Tulsi Gabbard at Student Action Summit?
No.
Saying the war with the deep state is real, and what you're seeing is the deep state fighting back.
Yeah, very, very possible. I want to play this real quick. Megyn Kelly. I'm just going to play the one cut, then you can play all your other cuts. But this is, at least to me, proof that conservatives do care about the Epstein thing.
Make some noise if you care about the Jeffrey Epstein scandal.
7,000 people there. Charlie Kirk.
Raise your hand if it matters a lot to you. Raise your hand. So every hand of 7,000 people.
Everybody cares.
A lot. I said a lot.
And one of the things that Megyn Kelly said, and is true, is that you just said it, actually. Trump may not realize how big of a deal this is to people. With all of the victories that he's had, I think people are, if I'm Donald Trump, I think, my gosh, I've done all of this, yet people are mad at me over this? I think that's kind of what he's feeling.
Yeah. No, I mean, you see it on the text line, too. There's a lot of people that are mad that we're even talking about this, saying, what did somebody just say? Trump took a bullet for us a year ago. What are you doing? I just think that we still want the information.
Just because
what does that have to do with anything?
Yeah, listen, mad respect and love to Donald Trump, but just because the man he did, that's very serious. He took a bullet. That doesn't mean that we don't hold him accountable.
In fact, I think that the biggest supporters owe it the most to hold him accountable when he's not completing what he's supposed to be doing.
He doesn't want a bunch of yes people around him.
No, and we can't become a leftist echo chamber.
Nope, absolutely right. All right, Joan Jones, what's coming up in the news at 9?
Well, coming up here, and I would tell you if I had it ready for you, President Trump's big Russia announcement that is coming today. Also, jobs are pretty hot in Nashville right now. That story and more coming up here at 9 o'clock on Super Talk 99.7 WTM.